Hello, beautifuls. I'm Benji. If you did not know that, I just want to say thank you so much to the people that viewed my last video. It's nice to meet you all. If you do end up coming to this one and you have been subscribed, a new subscriber, then hi, welcome. Welcome to a space where true source flows. I'm going to be doing a reading today, and if it resonates with you, then that's cool. If not, just leave it for whoever it's meant for. We look into the collective field with my readings, and if you want a personal reading, a more personalized reading for you specifically, then definitely go check out my website. I have 2 readings that I offer there. Alright, let's start. So we have Watcher removed. This one here wants to come out as well, so we'll do 2 Oracle cards. Watcher removed. The eye that once fed is now removed. And we do have Recoded Reality. You are writing the field as you walk. So this one's really interesting because the Watcher removed part is like there's a field, right? There's a energetic field, and there are watchers, and these watchers watch energetically. They like to watch specific energies and people that carry source directly. Personally, I haven't met anyone else that has shown at least signs of carrying true source, and I'm not just saying that because I am the only one. I've never met anyone else that truly holds true source flow. Most of it is quite distorted, and a lot of the energy that is through the watcher energy is distortion energy, watching people that carry the source. They carry it within them. So I'm sure there's lots of people out there, and I would say that these people are very quiet. A lot of them are in a hermit mode. That's kind of what I'm getting from the energy right now. It's very quiet. It's very petite, but not feminine. It's like a small energy, and it's quiet. And we have Recoded Reality, which is you are writing the field as you walk. So every choice that you make is actually rewriting or writing the field like around you. So if you're carrying true source flow as like a source node, then you are kind of recoding reality. A lot of people claim that they are doing this, and there is a lot of people that are in distortion about doing this. I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm just, I guess I'm expressing what I've learned and how I've done lots of field readings. I've looked into many aspects like of different things, and a lot of the collective energy is actually distorted, and they like if we go back to the last video or a bunch of other videos that I make, a lot of people are actually claiming things that aren't theirs. So this one here is specifically for the source nodes. It's an interesting one to look at. So we have the 9 of Pentacles coming out, and Judgment, and the 5 of Cups. So this is the most interesting reading. I kind of figured that since I posted again recently, and I've been doing it for a little bit again, that things were actually shifting into a different place. So a lot of these readings are coming from a new current that is emerging in the field. And so the 9 of Pentacles here is really representing a provision line, like source flow. Not necessarily an agenda, but it also shows that the feminine current, which can be held by men or women, that's why I say it's not specifically agenda, is under judgment. So I already understand that as like a reader myself, that this current is under judgment, and it's because they're unwilling to walk away from distorted cups. So that's exactly what I just said. I didn't even need the cards to basically say that. I saw that really quickly. We have the Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck, which flashed at me really quickly then. So it's giving me that sense of like ignoring the distortion that they're in. They're under source judgment. That's just as plain as what it is. And the Ten of Pentacles coming out in reversed, which is basically an old world structure that is losing its provision line. It's kind of what I'm getting from this, because the Nine of Pentacles at the beginning is like that feminine current provision line, but it's under judgment because it's refused to walk away from distorted cups, and it is bound. So it's bound to this decision. So there has been a choice that has been made in this line, and this line is binding itself. What I get from this is that the bind was sent out to source nodes. So the source nodes carry the true provision line of true source, and these people, individuals, have been siphoned for a very long time, and they were in a bind, and the watch is being removed. These people, so this under judgment, this line that's under judgment, distorted feminine collective energy, is now the one that is being bound. And it's not because of a source node. There's no one doing anything here. No one is actually doing anything to bind this collective up. They are doing this through their own action, and their ignoring of judgment through source. So they can hear the call, they're ignoring it. And it's to do with old structure, right? So old world structure, and it is upside down. So this is normally, like a provision, kind of like, rich, a very rich card, but in reverse it's showing a loss of that. So those things have been bound up for this collective energy. Now we have the Page of Cups coming in. Why the Page of Cups? Justice in reversed. Okay, so Two of Wands. Alright, so what I get from this is that this structure is they're reaching for provision, they're reaching for gifts and taking. They're holding out a cup, right? And there's a fish in the cup. So I always understood that this card is like an offer, or it's like a misaligned offer, because the Justice is in reversed and then the Two of Wands. So it's giving me the sense of like trying to get their hands on as much as they can. But because Justice is in reversed, it's giving that sense of like the balance is off. So they're taking too much. They're taking too much from the field, from a current that they don't hold. And the Two of Wands is giving that sense of like looking expansion into the future. And the Two of Cups in reversed. So it's interesting. They're ignoring the judgment, but they're not like stopping what they're doing. So they're still trying to siphon, they're still trying to take, they're still trying to complete this injustice on the true source line. But this card in reverse, the Two of Cups in reverse, is really showing that this looking into the future, they don't have like the future horizon there. It's unbalanced. It doesn't look hopeful. The Two of Cups in reverse shows that they are out of balance with true source, and they're being removed from a line, or they have already been removed from a line that carries the provision line, and they no longer have access to it. So they have access to whatever they have, but the more they siphon and take, the more this judgment comes down on them. That's kind of what I'm getting. This is like an interesting reading. I feel like I've done this reading before. The Queen of Wands in reversed. the Ace of Cups and the Empress. Yeah, so they're trying to be a little bit manipulative when it comes to the field. They're trying to offer false offerings to the true source line, and they're trying to, use their energy, like empathetic energy. This could be even be their beauty, their looks, their glamour magic. I'm getting that this stuff is essentially not working as much anymore. But there is this false offer of the Ace of Cups here. We had the Two of Cups going into the Queen of Wands in reversed. They're both reversed, so that gives me the sense of like something's off here. And then we have two uprights, the Ace of Cups and then the Empress. So they're trying to get the provision line and they're trying to take it back. It's contested. But it's just imbalanced. It's so imbalanced. It's an interesting reading. So yeah, we have the Eight of Wands and then the Queen of Cups in reverse. So the Eight of Wands gives me the sense of sending a lot of energy. So they're sending a lot of narratives and energy, or even their own messages through the field to surround source nodes. So I'm a source node, just from what I understand and how I read tarot and how I have gone through everything I've been through, and I stand in truth and all this stuff. I don't expect anyone to believe me. At the end of the day, you'll feel it, you'll notice it, you'll be able to recognize it without even trying. And this one here, yeah, this card's like a lot of narratives. So it's trying to send a lot of narratives towards source nodes. So I know there's other source nodes, but I'm not sure where they are. Like, we're not actively in touch with each other, if that makes any sense. And then the Queen of Cups in reverse is a comfort. They're in discomfort. So they're trying to access the line again, which has been cut off from them because of their actions towards the collective. And then we have the Magician coming out. So they're using magic. They're using methods that don't align with true source. And from what I know is that a source node doesn't need magic. A source node doesn't need glamour magic. It doesn't need anything. It doesn't need candles. It doesn't need anything at all. It essentially just needs to stay aligned. So alignment is actually the true magic and alchemy. And this here is the siphoned, kind of like distorted energy. So like this is very much giving me the sense of like covert operation behind the scenes. You would never know they're doing it, but they're performing a lot of rituals. They're using what they have in front of them, and it's just giving me that energy of a lot of energy being sent to disrupt the source nodes so that they can obtain the provision line again. It's something that they no longer hold, and they held it for a long time, and it was due to this and the bind. So they bound source nodes. So if you're feeling this, if you understand what I'm talking about and you know exactly what this is about, then I'm grateful. If not, if you find this a bit weird, then that's fine. It's just not for you. But this is like a deep dive, kind of, into what's truly going on underneath everything. I normally don't go this deep or this long. So let's just grab one last card. The true life underneath is still intact. Okay, so the star for me represents Source's true line, and this is the flow underneath. It's still intact. So whatever they're trying to do in the field right now, whatever magic they're trying to do, it is backfiring without any effort from the source nodes. And the true line is still rising. So it's definitely there, right? What an interesting reading. Was not expecting this full on, but it's okay. Let's just grab one last oracle card, just do a full on reading. It says collapse the false timeline, and it says everything not built in truth is already crumbling. Boom. And that is our confirmation for what is going on here. So this line, this Empress Nine of Pentacles line, distorted feminine energy, obviously I'm not thinking everyone that is a female is distorted feminine energy. It's just there is this feminine energy and it is distorted, and that is what's been siphoning true source. But it's no longer doing it. They also are not being able to watch you anymore. So they can't feed by watching anymore. So, for example, if any of those people that are actively doing that stuff come into my video and they're watching my video, they can't feed off it anymore. It would create more judgment and more bind on their end through true sources protection. Yeah, collapse the false timeline. Anyways, this is the reading for today. Hope you enjoyed it and you got something from it. This is actually shocking me a little bit how much depth this has. And we have, the true line underneath is still running smooth. Nothing can stop that from rising. Leave a comment down below of what you think, and I'll see you in another one very shortly. Take care. Bye-bye.